More names leaving TNA. The TNA Year-End Awards. Nic Nemeth discusses his WWE departure and potential appearance at the 2025 Royal Rumble. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sudden Impact, your premier destination for news about TNA wrestling. I'm John, and without further ado, let's get started. This is Sudden Impact. So the list of names set to leave TNA at the end of their contracts continues to grow, with Aiden Prince and Steph DeLander both set to depart at the end of 2024. Now, Aiden Prince hasn't been featured much on TNA programming since he was signed, wrestling for the company only a few times from his home country and only in his home country of Canada. Now, he was hired around the same time that Scott D'Amore was trying to bring more people in from his Destiny Pro Wrestling and Can-Am Dojo facilities to help with developing new wrestlers for TNA. And I think that was the main reason why he is leaving, because he hasn't been, as I said, he hasn't been featured much on TNA programming since he was actually officially signed. And this whole association with Scott D'Amore and the Can-Am Dojo and all that is another thing that may have been the reason why he is not wanting to renew his contract, or TNA haven't offered him a contract renewal. But Steph DeLander, however, has been prominently featured in TNA programming this year, mainly being involved in the Matt Cardona and PCO feud, in which she was romanced and eventually married PCO. Now, before this could get a meaningful payoff between everyone concerned, DeLander revealed that she required surgery on her neck and hasn't been seen on any form of programming for TNA since August, and only having competed in one match since May this past year. Now, several sources have reported that TNA is interested in bringing her back once she's cleared to compete and injury-free. Now, I, for one, think this would be a good move for TNA, as Steph DeLander was overshadowed, really, in the PCO Cardona feud, even though she was prominently featured. She struggled to actually get out of the association between Matt Cardona, and so it would be great to see her return as a singles wrestler and potentially challenge for the Knockouts World Championship in the future. Are you liking this video? Want to see more? Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It's free and helps me produce more videos like this. Go ahead and do it so I can continue to bring you the news from TNA Wrestling. On this week's episode of TNA, they had a best of 2024 episode, which also featured the end of year awards. Now, this comes despite the fact that TNA did do a set of tapings at their last live event in Atlanta after the Final Resolution live event. Now, spoiler warning, I will be giving the list of winners for these awards. So if you don't want to hear who they are, skip ahead a few minutes. So the winner of the knockout of the year, was none other than the juggernaut Jordynne Grace, who had a dominant year in TNA, like winning back the Knockouts Championship at the Hard to Kill pay-per-view in January to become a 3-time champion, appearing in the WWE Royal Rumble days later and putting on a standout performance, which has been called the best performance of the year's Women's Rumble. Then going on to be featured as heavily as part of the NXT TNA partnership, even going as far as challenging for the NXT Women's Championship against Roxanne Perez at NXT Battleground, whilst being the Knockouts champion, and continually defending her championship against most of the TNA Knockouts and some of the NXT women superstars, and finally putting on a match of the night contender against Marsha Slamovich at this year's Bound for Glory. Now, with the news that Grace will likely be headed to WWE in 2025, she should go with the knowledge that she carried the Knockouts division in 2024 and more than deserves her WWE contract. Now, she appeared during this episode to give an acceptance speech saying that TNA will always be her home. Joe Hendry won the Viral Moment of the Year award for his very unlikely theme song that went viral and made waves in mainstream media, which this also garnered attention from WWE, and also resulted in him challenging for the NXT Championship. Unsuccessfully, but it did make him seem like he was going to go to WWE as well after his contract finishes. Now, young wrestler Leon Slater was named the TNA One to Watch winner. So this comes as he has had a stellar year in Impact Wrestling or TNA Wrestling, putting on exciting matches, which is with his innovative high-flying moves that few people can replicate. And finally, the winners of the 2024 TNA Tag Team of the Year were ABC, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, who held the division down and saw off more than their fair share of challenges. Unfortunately, due to Chris Bay's unfortunate injury, everything is up in the air about whether Chris Bay will return to wrestling and what that means for the team going forward. During an interview with the Daily Star, Nic Nemeth revealed that he felt that he was wasting away the final years of his career practically doing nothing in WWE before he left in late 2023. So WWE was so great, Nemeth would say. I still had a year and a half left on my contract, and I said, please, I'm not doing anything here. I'm just hanging out and doing cold 5-minute matches. So he would go on to say in the rest of that interview that he doesn't know how much longer he would be a believable world champion, but sitting and collecting a paycheck while in WWE was not helping the company nor him. So he believes that he was lucky to be released from his contract when he was, going on to appear in New Japan Pro Wrestling, winning the Global Championship at earlier in the year. I can't remember the exact event, but it was fairly early on after his WWE stint ended. Then also being featured in AAA and winning the AAA Mega Championship. And then also being appearing for TNA as well as various independent companies. So I can commend WWE for acknowledging that Nemeth wasn't doing much and releasing him to pursue other opportunities in wrestling. And this has seen Nemeth have a career renaissance of sorts since leaving, one which I hope that he continues to have as part of the TNA roster in 2025 and beyond. And finally, Nic Nemeth is a wanted man. But does WWE want him back for a one-time appearance in the men's 2025 Royal Rumble match? So, in that same interview with the Daily Star, the TNA World Champion talked about that possibility. As far as a Rumble spot, though, that's cool. WWE's killing it right now. So to do something fun where I wear my old trunks, get the old music to play, come out there and kick somebody in the face, that would be awesome. So I think it's more of like a possibility to happen, but not locked in at this point in time. But who knows? We shall see in a couple of months' time when WWE puts on the Royal Rumble event live on Netflix. So that's all for this episode. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Leave your comments below. Be nice, guys. And ring the bell for notifications on new videos. Until next time, I'm John, and this has been Sudden Impact.